Welcome to Shiality. My name is Debbie. Today I want to talk about marrying millions. So, as the episode starts today, we open up with Erica and Rick. And if you'll remember from the last episode, they were going to get married in Springfield, her hometown, but because her father does not agree with the wedding, she calls it off. So she calls off the wedding, and Rick goes back to Miami. And as the episode opens up, we're with Rick on a boat with some of his friends, and his friends bring in some other 20-something-year-old women to party with, and Rick's really not into it. Nothing really happens here. This is kind of dry. Let's talk about Katie and Kevin. So Katie, and if you remember from the last episode also, Katie, this was actually really good. Katie told Kevin that he's not worth waiting around for, or he's not worth, being with because of the way that he treats her, and she bounces. He, at the beginning of the episode, or the beginning of their segment, she tells us that he moved to Miami and she's still in Vegas, but she found a new love, someone new to date or to hang out with, or whatever you call it now, and she met him at the gym. So his name is James, and I guess we'll see what happens with him. They seem to be really friendly. She says they're friends, but I think it's going to quickly turn into more. This one really didn't, it was really nothing big here. Let's talk about Reese and Nani. Nani, I'm clued. See, I'm stuttering. I'm clued. I have no idea what it is Nani sees in Reese, because he is literally a homeless guy. He's the guy that we all hope isn't on the other end of the keyboard when we're online dating. The homeless guy who happened to get his hands on a laptop. He's that guy. She's in her 40s, I guess late 40s, and he's 30, skateboard dude, looks like a homeless guy. And she proposed to him, and I guess he said yes. And this couple still puzzles me. They really do. But anyways, she told her friends that she's getting married to Reese. Friends are a little whatever, but yeah, this segment is really uneventful too. So let's move on. Let's talk about Brie and her man. I'm sorry, I can't remember her man's name. Developer dude. So anyways, she's, how she wants kids, and he tells his ex-wife that they want kids, or that Brie wants kids. Now, he says that he doesn't want kids, okay? But she put on the whole, I want a family. And he, I guess, it feels like he's caving, but he's like, I don't want to be that 70-some-odd-year-old dad taking the kid to kindergarten, and when all the other dads are in their 20s and 30s. And dude, I don't blame you. I wouldn't want that either. But she says, I want a family. And it was actually kind of pathetic. But anyway, if you want a family, go get a younger man. Like when this dude is 90, your kids are going to be 10 and 12 or whatever. Anyway, so she gets him to go to a fertility clinic where he finds out that his swimmers aren't all that strong and he doesn't have that many. Okay, so in this episode, she tells him that his ex-wife had a conversation with her about having kids, and the ex-wife is concerned because, of course, it's going to dilute the fortune. So Bria's all offended, and she's like, well, I really, really want a family, blah, 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 whatever she says to her boyfriend. And he decides to make her feel valued, he's going to buy her an engagement ring. So he invites his jeweler over to his place, and he picks her out a ring. Now, the process that he goes through to choose a ring is kind of suspect. So he's, the jeweler lays out all of the jewelry, and he tells him that it's not actual jewelry he wants, he's looking for an engagement ring. He's picking out an engagement ring, and the jeweler hands him a ring, and he says, how much is this one? And the jeweler says $200,000. And he says, no, that's not it. I want more, bigger. So the jeweler hands him another one that's $250. And he goes, oh, no, I want to pay more. He says, I want to pay more. Those were his exact words. And I'm just like, oh, who does that? Who says that? If there wasn't a camera on you, buddy, I'm sure that those words wouldn't come out of your mouth. I want to pay more. Let's find something else. Come on. Really? Anywho, he tells the jeweler, who has been his friend for 20 years, that he's going to ask Brie to marry him, and whatever, that's that. That's that for them. And now we're going to talk about Rodney and Desiry. Okay, so if you remember from the last episode, Rodney and Desiry agreed to go to counseling. Okay, so in this episode they go to counseling. The counselor asks all kind of questions, and Rodney thinks that Desiry wants to go to counseling to see if she can get him to open up about who he cheated on her with. Okay, but Rodney got a secret. It's not about who he cheated on her with, though. So Rodney tells the counselor that his mother is the one who suggested that he sign a prenup with Desiry. Desiry thinks the problem is that his mother is too much in his business and he's too attached to his mom emotionally and otherwise, not in a creepy way. But then the counselor also says, yeah, I think your mother is too much in your business and da-da-da-da. Why did you wait until your mom suggested that you should have a prenup before you ask Desiry? Why did you wait to ask Desiry about the prenup? And he said, well, because we weren't talking about, engagement or whatever. When we started to move forward with the engagement, I asked her about the prenup. Fine. They go through all of this, blah, blah, blah. And then at the end of the episode, Rodney is talking to his mom, and he tells his mom what the counselor said. And his mom says, well, does she know that I'm your biggest investor? Does she know that I'm invested in your business? And Rodney says, well, no, I didn't tell her that. I don't think it's any of her business. So, as it turns out, Rodney's mommy has her money in Rodney's company, which is why she is insisting on a prenup. And who could blame her? Who could blame her? I don't blame her. But yeah, that was pretty much the most interesting part of that episode. So I'm kind of interested to see if he actually tells Desiry in the next episode that, you know what, my mother is entitled to, like, I have to get a prenup. If she insists on a prenup, I have to get one because it's her money, right? It'll be interesting. Anyways, that's pretty much it for Marrying Millions. My name is Debbie. This has been Sheality. I will see you next time.